It's NAB 2019. We are here in the Blackmagic booth, where Blackmagic has just introduced a lot of new products, but mainly my focus, of course, is going to be Resolve, and mainly the editorial features of Resolve, where we get some revolutionary new stuff like the cut page. It's a new page added into Resolve for super fast, super efficient, super quick editing. That's the marketing spiel behind it. I'll be very anxious to try it out for myself, as well as a lot of new features in Resolve, from AI learning, some neural network type of stuff, updates to the color page, updates to the edit page, and the Fairlight page as well. So we're going to have a chat with Dan about some of this new stuff in Resolve, and we'll see if this version 16 truly is revolutionary. So let's learn a little bit about the brand new Resolve 16, and specifically we're going to talk a little bit about the cut page beyond all the other new features.
Yeah, Blackmagic Design's done a lot of work this year with Resolve 16. As always, we've gone in and added more capability, new artificial intelligence, facial recognition for scene detection, improved abilities in our Fairlight and Fusion pages, but what we've never done before is try to go out and do something entirely new. We've always added more capability, and no matter who we talk to in the editing world, the one thing that always comes back to is, how do I work faster? Whether you're a new person, whether you're a professional editor, where you're working on short or long form, I want to work faster. And we really thought about what could we do to create something that would be not disruptive to the way editors work, but something that would be an addition. And that's where we've got a new page, which we've called our cut page. And the whole idea behind this cut page is designing things that are going to be about being faster. Whether that be about, I just want to go in, out, cut, in, out, cut, in, out, cut, and add into there, dropping things at a timeline. And as a company that's kind of come from a manufacturing background, we look at manufacturing and say, we want to have no wasted movements. So I'm not digging through for menu systems. I'm not trying to find where extra hidden system settings are in order to do my edit. I want to move as quickly as possible. So everything that we've done within the cut page is something there that's going to be a way to get in, get things edited fast. And for those people that we've been able to talk to so far about the show, what they're finding is that there's so much capability within the cut page themselves. How much will they actually have to do in the edit page? Certainly time, things like titling, other VFX work they'll go to. But the idea is, look, let's say I've just gone out and shot a 2-camera interview, and all I want to do is get these clips together really quick and get them uploaded. These are the things that we've really designed for the cut page. But that's not to take away from the edit page. That's not to change the way people work entirely. It's just an additional benefit that we're adding into Resolve.
Well, one thing Grant mentioned a few times was linear editing and source reel, source tape, which I hear that and I think, okay, there's nothing fast about that. That's taking us almost backwards. So how can you take that old paradigm and integrate that into a newer nonlinear world?
You know, the funny thing is, a lot of the things that were in linear editing were slow because of the fact that they were spinning up drives and they were doing things to lay off the tape, but there were actual things in there that actually moved quite quickly. When you think about some of the things that we can do in here, if we have, say, a multicam timeline where all of the time code is synced up, as opposed to actually doing a 3-point edit where you're saying, I want to go point A, point B, insert to point C. When you have all of that time code out and just say, in, out, add timeline, in, out, add a timeline, and as they're suddenly all being added on the timeline quite quickly, you find yourself being able to do these multicam edits all in one pass, as opposed to having to, I got a 40-minute interview, I have to watch that thing 40 minutes to be able to go all my cuts, and then I have to go adjust. I can just quickly go in, out, add, in, out, add, in, out, add, and I've moved through these entire multicam operations at a rapid speed, but it's a different way of actually working, and that's always the question that Blackmagic has when we do these designs is this something that is going to add to a user, or is this something that we're trying to tell a user that they have to be different? And the one we've really been careful to do is make sure that we've gone and still added a bunch of new capabilities within the edit page, understanding how important that ecosystem is, but also saying, look, we understand that, hey, I've gone out and done a big shoot and I've gotten on the train to go back. I want to be able to operate on my laptop and throw this rough cut together really quickly. Being able to do that, work on a laptop, work on a screen resolution independent page, as opposed to some of our other pages, we want to be able to operate quite quickly, and everything about this cut page drives us to that end result.
I love the idea of getting through stuff faster, because we all know shrinking budgets, shrinking timelines. But is it a single window edit page? I mean, that's what it looks like from the top, just a quick glance.
There's so much that you can do in here as far as just being able to assemble. So it's not something that we're going to go ahead and do our titling or our vis effects or any of our color grading in here. Whereas sometimes in the edit page, hey, I can do some amount of visual effects, even though I have a visual effects page, and I can do some audio. This is really about assembling as quickly as possible. Now, at the end of this, I do have the ability to just upload it to YouTube. And there are some actual exports out of here because again, some people just want to, hey, I've done this quick project, I want to put it out, or I just want to put it up for my followers, or I want to go ahead and send this off to the director quite quickly. So it does have some amount of ability to deliver from the page, but it really is about just assembling as quickly as possible.
Gotcha. I mean, why not just make tweaks to the edit page? Are we going to start seeing lots more pages added to the bottom as new ideas pop into our heads?
The concern with the edit page is we don't want to make drastic changes because so many people rely on the edit page. They make money off of the edit page. So if we were to go in there and say we're redesigning the entire edit page, people would lose their minds because that's such a like a core value of what we've added into Resolve and what people rely on. So we can never do something that's destructive to what we've done before. These have to be additions. So certainly if we decide we've got, zombie vision that we need to add a new page for, we will. But this is why this deserved a new page. It really is the ability to design something from the ground up without taking away from the other solutions that we already have within Resolve.
Well, I think that begs the question of how much creative editorial is happening in Resolve now. I'm sure you guys keep a handle on that, but I just think out in the world as a freelancer, we're not seeing a lot of creative editorial happening yet. But is this a more inroads to that, you think?
Certainly when we look at Resolve, one of the biggest challenges we have with Resolve is when you try to be everything to everybody, that's a quite difficult thing to do. And we know that Resolve is used for high-end productions. It's used on all these Hollywood movies for color grading, for assembling. But we also find that because of the entry level for Resolve, that people are using it as the first time they've ever gotten into editing or color grading. So when you have, a 63-year-old professional Hollywood color grader using it and a 13-year-old kid doing Fortnite videos for his YouTube channel, that's an incredibly difficult task to create a software application that can do all of those things. But this is the big goal for Blackmagic. Whether I'm an editor, whether I'm a visual effects person, whether I'm an independent person that just wants to have one tool to do everything, these have always been the goals that we've had with DaVinci Resolve.
Well, it's an interesting space to be in for sure, to have both those extremes, add different price extremes as well. So,
yeah.
So that's really cool. Anything you want to show us in that cut page?
No, I'm not the driver of the demo.
All right. Well, I think conceptually the idea it's very interesting to see, and I'm anxious to play with it myself and see how it kind of gets integrated into the world. I wonder for an experienced editor who knows the edit page in and out, do you think the cut page is going to give them an extra thing, or will they skip over it and just work with what they know?
I think there's enough job because no editor does something the way where it's if I'm going to do a long form edit where I've got a movie going in, yes, I want to label all of my clips. I want to be able to sort all of these things and have all my data there. But there's so many times when we're just saying, look, I need to dump all this footage in and get things roughly done as quickly as possible. Whether it's a pet project that I'm working on or whether it's just something that I've gone out and shot that day, there's always that desire to just do this quickly rather than the way that maybe we learned in school or all the ins and outs of things. So I think it will be fascinating to see how people work, but even like I said, the editors we've spoken so far, they instantly say, I know exactly what project I'm going to use this on because I have a need to just get footage, get it in, get it assembled quickly.
Gotcha. And when can we get it?
So the best news is we've actually got the beta of DaVinci Resolve 16 up on the website right now. So we do encourage everyone to get it, download it, try it, and tell us what they think because obviously we're eager to hear feedback from our customers.
They do, and I can say that Resolve, the engineers, they listen to feedback, and I think you take it to heart.
We definitely do.
It's always good to hear. All right, well, I can't wait to play with it.